Hafade, I'm Nestor Licanta with the Pacific Daily News. Here are our top stories from the PDN Newsroom. The Guam Power Authority wants to award two major contracts for solar farms in Dededo and Santa Rita Sumai, the first two in a series of projects which are anticipated to add a huge 330 megawatts of power to the grid by 2028. New renewable energy, along with the activation of the more efficient Okkodo power plant, could slash the 3 million barrels of oil GPA imports a year by more than half and protect against the rate spikes that happen when oil prices suddenly rise, according to GPA General Manager John Beneventi. GPA's renewable energy initiative is called Phase 4. Two solar project awards Beneventi presented to the Consolidated Commission on Utilities Thursday morning would add 192 megawatts of power capacity to the grid. By comparison, the new Okkodo plant will add 198 megawatts to the grid, while GPA's generation capacity as of July is around 351 megawatts based on Beneventi's presentation. Beneventi said the rest of the Phase 4 project awards will likely be announced in the next 6 months. In other news, students at Okkodo High School and FB Leon Guerrero Middle School will be back to class in person on Friday after the Okkodo campus passed a health inspection needed to reopen. Guam Department of Education Superintendent Eric Swanson told members of the media at a Thursday briefing that his goal is to have every high school that is still pending a health inspection opened up by the end of next week. Classes district-wide were supposed to begin in person August 8, but the start was delayed and some schools were sent to alternating days and online class because of GDOE's ongoing health inspection crisis. Double session students at FBLG and Okkodo spent just 1 day attending online classes, which started Thursday. Okkodo's passage brings the number of schools still waiting on an inspection down to 13. An amendment by Speaker Therese Terlahi proposes to appropriate $9 million from fiscal 2025 excess revenues over projections to the Chamorro Land Trust Commission for infrastructure at a tract of land in Jigo that could be divided into as many as 166 lots for residential land leases. Terlahi said if the projected excess revenues are available early enough, they might be able to issue residential leases by 2025. The amendment was introduced and passed without objection Thursday during the ongoing budget session. The U.S. Department of Justice in 2017 had sued the government of Guam, alleging the CLTC lease program of racial discrimination in violation of federal fair housing laws. A settlement agreement was later reached. It stated that Guam lawmakers must eliminate the term Native Chamorro from the Land Trust Act and replace it with eligible beneficiary. It made eligible any person, regardless of race, color, or natural origin, whose land was acquired by the federal government between 1898 and 1968, or who occupied, used, or farmed land that was acquired by the federal government between that time, according to PDN files. Terlahi said more recently the CLTC has been working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture to see if it can qualify for grant funding to pay for land development infrastructure projects. In other news, the National Weather Service Guam Weather Forecast Office said a tropical depression in the region poses no threat to Guam. The forecast office issued public tropical cyclone advisories on Tropical Depression 11W at 7 a.m. Thursday. Tropical Depression 11W was located 330 miles north-northwest of Guam, moving northwest at 7 miles an hour with maximum sustained winds of 35. There are no tropical storm watches or warnings at this time, nor are they anticipated with 11W. Satellite reveals heaviest weather well offshore and west of the Marianas, with residual clouds pushing over the islands. For more on these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.